Future Hammer stalwart Terence Fisher directs the light-hearted crime drama Stolen Assignment with only a hint of the style we will come to expect. A witty opening shot, a violent encounter in the shrubbery, and a dramatic round of fisticuffs are a few of the film's highlights. Ah, if only the main cast had the enthusiasm of Michael Ellison's excitable cub reporter, this would have been an altogether different film. As it is, it's unremarkable but not unentertaining. Stay tuned to see whether I give this a bowler or a fez.
Bowler or fez. Fez or bowler. Fez or bowler, bowler or fez. It's time to find out what he says.
Cup of tea, mister.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's only half a nicker. With change.
It's a fez if I like it, or a bowler if I don't. So, Michael, how did you get the part in the film?
I've no idea, I'm afraid. I can't remember, but I did belong to a theatrical agency and they must have sent me for an audition.
Do you remember anything about the audition?
Not a thing. And the only thing I can ever remember is arriving at the studios and because somehow I knew it was to do with famous horror films or something, and that sort of vaguely intrigued me because I was still interested in that sort of thing at that age, where I must have been about 15 or 16 or maybe a little older, I'm not sure.
Was that the only film that you made?
No, I did make one or two others, not quite as big parts, not that it's a very big part at all, but no, lots of little ones. I remember one in a school where I had to recite to be or not to be or something, but going to a real school and feeling so superior standing up and amongst all these boys and spouting, being asked for my autograph. Such is fame. Sad, isn't it?
Did you have for this film? Did you have rehearsals? Did you have a read through with the cast, or did you just have to appear on set with your lines learnt? Do you?
No, I'm sure we had run-throughs or a run-through. My memory was quite clear in those days, so there was no difficulty about the lines. I think it was just timing and getting into the right position. I remember something about going to a typewriter and reading something and then having to go, ooh, like that or something. And that just took a bit of extra, I think 2 or 3 takes to get the timing right.
What was it like working with the cast? Do you remember anything about that or the cast?
Not very much, excepting that High Hazel was fun and full of laughter. I don't remember, it's not John Derrick, is it somebody Greek? I can't remember who played opposite her now.
I can't remember.
I also remember awful boredom too.
Right.
And wandering, there were quite large gardens, and wandering around gardens looking at various things.
John Bentley.
John Bentley.
Is that what you're thinking of? Joyce Carey, Kay Callard.
Didn't know Joyce Carey was in it.
High Hazel, Patrick Holt.
I only ever saw High Hazel and John Bentley.
Yeah.
The rest of the cast were different times.
Yeah. And do you remember how long it took to film the thing?
Probably, in all, probably half an hour at the most, with rehearsals and everything. But it was, of course, a whole day, and I don't think we did it till well after lunch. And I remember just being bored, and I say wandering around the gardens. And then I do remember now, because I'd gone missing for so long, and they wanted me, somebody had to come and find me, and they kept on shouting my name. I thought, funny, how do they know me?
That's brilliant. So after that, you didn't really want to go on and do any more films after a few?
I honestly can't remember. I think I must have been a bit older, because about 18 we were called up for national service, which I was ever so pleased about, to get away from home and things. And it was in doing national service where I met what I call real people, because I'd been at a drama school since the age of about 9. And it was a very bizarre existence, and touring and things like that, and which I loved at the time. But the army made me realise the reality, no, not the reality of life, but that there were real people. Everybody wasn't darling this and darling that and all that. And I never went back to it, really. I did and I didn't. I did work for a long time, not as an actor, for about a year at the Golders Green Hippodrome, because I knew somebody who did the lighting there, and he said to me, would you like to be an assistant lighting thing? And there I had to follow somebody. It was Cranks, I remember, which was a famous review with Annie Ross, and with a set by somebody very famous, but I can't remember who now. And he did the set for Oliver, that man. And I was way up at the back, and I'm very short-sighted. Is this too long?
No.
And I had to follow Annie Ross. Like when she came on, I had to get the spot directly on her and then sort of follow her around. And it was in the days where spotlights were only done with 2 carbons, I think they were called, meeting and creating this great light through a thing. And A, I couldn't get them to meet very often, and B, because I was so short-sighted, I didn't know where she was, and it was a touring theatre and they were never there for a week, so by the time I'd got it, it was too late. So that's my theatrical career, and enough, isn't it?
Excellent. So you don't remember much about the director, Terence Fisher, because he went on to great things for Hammer, right?
No, I can't even remember what he looked like. No.
Okay.
Except he was young, he seemed to me young. But not everybody seemed young, but he didn't seem old, let's put it that way. He was just a bloke.
Oh, well, Michael Ellison, thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you very much.